In this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like, but I've also always supported multiple households. But for me, I've always gone where the work is. And I've never been too, I've never thought I was too good to work. But I've also always supported multiple households. So I never had the luxury of, being uber choosy or selective. If the check clears and I was open to it, it made sense, I'm taking it. Because I have a lot of mouths to feed. And I don't have the luxury of, being strategic.
I'm curious, at what point did you develop that first sense of sort of security and that, I'm in the virtuous cycle place. Like, the work is coming and as long as I keep knocking it out, there's gonna be more, and there isn't this sort of sense of impending, imposter syndrome, or the rug is could still be pulled out.
I struggle with that.
Still.
It's just because I think I just have more responsibilities, for my money. So I get nervous, like, oh God, that movie didn't open, well, what does that mean? Am I gonna have enough to hold everybody up? And everyone's like, it's coming, like, calm down. And I'm trying to find peace in the journey, not using my anxiety and scarcity mindset to be my engine, which is hard, That's hard, it's weird to say I'm head of household, because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, bitch. You better work, bitch, you better work. You gonna sleep in? Somebody might not eat. Come on, you gotta work. And it's hard. It's hard to let that go. And so I'm working on that.
Okay.
That people that may be perceived as perfect have problems, but it give me more context and more understanding of what I'm doing in my life and what I'm doing with my work. So, for who this video is for, hope this video finds you in good health, good spirits, and I just want to show y'all a different understanding, because like Dwayne Wade got $300 million at least has he made in the NBA, right? Gabrielle Union is one of the most famous actors on the planet. So when you see comments like, didn't he make like 200 million in salary alone throughout his career? Ain't no way that they concerned about money. Or comments like, he already had a baby on you. The least he can do is pay the damn bills, right? Splitting and he had a baby. I think the fuck not, right? So imagine you making 50, 60, $70,000 and the expectations put on you, you know what I'm saying? But Dwayne Wade getting paid $300 million, and he worked out a system with his wife to go 50-50. But us lower level people, the people who don't even have $10,000 in the bank, can't do 50-50 in their households. It's some shame in it, right? This to me is so profound and so wonderful and so beautiful, because everybody thinks that you reach a certain amount of money and now somebody's supposed to take care of you. And it's like when you read the comments on this particular post, everybody is trashing her, like, and trashing D Wade. But have y'all listened to the interview? Do y'all understand the context? This is what we're going to talk about in this video. Is there no savings? You've been in Hollywood too long, right? When people tell you the reality of life, it's like it go in one ear and out the other. A reality of a relationship is 50-50. The bills have to be managed. If it's 0 and 100, then that means that you're a child. Because the only people in the house that pay 0% of the bills are the children. And that even goes for the elite, the millionaires, the Dwayne Wades. Comments like, I'm sorry, but ain't no motherfucking way. D Wade is clearly the city girl in the relationship. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, when you are practical and pragmatic and trying to build your wealth, you are a city girl, you emasculated, you ain't shit. And it's like, I love Gabrielle Union now after I watched this interview. That's how I am. If you have a good interview, and I watched the whole interview and I like that interview from beginning to end, I'm now a fan. I'm about to watch Bring It On and whatever else movie she in. I'm about to buy some shit off Amazon Prime. Because we need more women like this in the world. Because the reality is, when she met D Wade, she was probably taking care of her mama, her daddy, if she had brothers or sisters, and her favorite nieces and nephews, and a couple of people along the way. So you mean to tell me when she meet Dwayne Wade now got to take care of her mama, her daddy, her brother and her sister, her nieces and her nephews, and the real special people closest to her? No, she gonna have to handle that with her own bag. So Dwayne Wade also got to take care of his mama, his daddy, a couple of people in his family. When you make millions of dollars, it ain't like you get to enjoy all of that money to yourself, especially if you black. When you black, you gonna have to take care of a couple of people, a few people. And because of that, when Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, they get their house together, we going 50-50 on this because you gotta think, a basketball player get a paycheck every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, he paying shit out. And I know it's hard to believe if you get a $30 million salary, he just don't get $30 million at that one day. That's what it's called, a signing bonus. It's the money you get today. The rest is going to get paid in direct deposits. And you can Google and watch documentaries for the rest of the weekend about NBA players, NFL players who done had the bag and lost the bag because they probably got with a woman that thought that it was going to be 0-100. Why is Drika Gates? Why is Drika Gates having this big old company selling all of these products and Kevin Gates, one of the biggest rap stars in the world? I'm sure she could just kick her feet up. It's a fairy tale. It's a dream. It ain't real. And Gabrielle Union is an adult, man. So we gonna react to this video. I'm gonna play it, stop it, say what I feel. When it's over, it's over. It's only 2 minutes. I played it at the beginning. Thank y'all for joining me. But from here on out, ain't no more pay all my bills. Right? That shit, that era is dead. It's 2023. It's not even a thing that you should even be expecting. You should be thinking about in what way are you going to contribute to the household financially, even if you was going to marry Dwayne Wade.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because
Me throw my headies on so we don't get no weird feedback. Give me a moment. One's in the chat if you with me. There's one's in the chat if y'all with me. If y'all can hear me, if y'all feeling good, or if you're feeling like shit, give me a moment. I'm gonna get my headphones set up. I said, at what way financially is you going to contribute to the household bills, or you a child? And I'm gonna treat you like a child. And I know for a fact that a grown ass woman don't want to be treated like a child. A grown ass man do not want to be treated like a child. So what is your financial responsibility to the household? Even if you meet Dwayne Wade. Okay? So let's react.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like, but I've also always supported multiple households. And
How many of y'all can say that? How many of y'all can say that? That's some astounding shit. Some of y'all barely holding down your own home. Now imagine you holding multiple households, single, wanting to get into a relationship. This is why when women like her and Ebony K. Williams say, I just can't date a regular man. Because a regular man is living in a studio apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment. Hell, he might even have a house. He might have a couple of cars. He might have a regular car, a pickup truck, right? And that's cool for him, right? But some people, man, take care of themselves and multiple households. So if you're not doing that, you need to shut the fuck up and listen and learn. Like, if y'all listen to this interview, you will learn a lot, right? It came out a day ago. It only got like 4,000 views. And the clip got millions of views. This is the world that we live in, right? Nobody going to sit and watch an hour and 20-minute long interview and get the full context of what she's saying and what she mean. They just going to key off on 50-50 because it's a lot of women who be damned if they pay half of the bills in the house that they live in. That they taking up half of the time and space and resources in, but be damned. But then work and have money and do all types of shit and want to spend it on frivolous things, but the bills is too excruciating because you don't get no immediate gratification. So it's just easier to get a man, him pay all of the bills, and you live happily ever after. But Gabrielle Union, a fucking human being, a millionaire, taking care of multiple households, with a man that's a multimillionaire who's taking care of multi-households, don't even think on that level. Wouldn't even want to put that type of burden on a man that she loved. Why would you love me and say, I'm going to burden you with 100% of the bills every single month, but I love you though? You're in a toxic relationship if you paying all of the bills. D-Wade and Gabrielle Union is the only two motherfuckers on the planet that got it figured out. Let's react.
But for me, I've always gone where the work is, and I've never been too, I've never thought I was too good to work. But I've also always supported multiple households, so I never had the luxury of, being uber choosy or selective. If the check clears and I was open to it, it made sense, I'm taking it because I have a lot of mouths to feed.
Profound. Profound and moving and motivating. Especially when you stressed out over maintaining your household. One's in the chat. One's in the chat if your only responsibility is your own household. One's in the chat if you couldn't fathom if you had to pay your mama's rent, your daddy's rent, your brother's rent, your sister's rent, and a multitude of other housing expenses every single month on cue for their survival. They're not even thinking, hey, nothing. They're just reliant upon you. And then imagine how stressed out you be over your shit that you gotta take care of. Wouldn't you want to motherfucking kick a nigga ass every single day if you had to take care of your mama, your daddy, your brother and your sister, your nieces and your nephews, and a couple of close friends that you met along the way that you just felt a bond with, and you said, you know what, I'm gonna pay your fucking rent. I like you. And then the crazy part is if you don't act in this certain type of way, you liable to get killed. You liable to get taken off. You can't even be around people. You can't be a millionaire and not break bread with people. They'll take you out. So as we begin to have different conversations about our new moon intentions and our wealth and all of this, how many households do you plan to take care of when you acquire said wealth that you've been looking for? This is very powerful to me.
And I don't have the luxury of, you know, being strategic.
I'm curious, at what point did you develop that first sense of sort of security and that, oh, I'm in the virtuous cycle place. Like, the work is coming, and as long as I keep knocking it out, there's going to be more, and there isn't this sort of sense of impending, imposter syndrome or
When he said this question, and I looked at her the first time I watched this, I was like, she not even there yet. This is all like, I'm gonna be a cold ass psychologist. Like, she's not secure in who she is as a person, where she is at in her career, where she's at in life, because her sense of security is based upon taking care of other people. How could you? The only thing she could do in this particular situation to gain a peace of mind and a sense of self is to tell these people, you know what, F off. And when I'm coming across spiritual beings, that's the last thing that y'all about to do. Y'all about to stay tethered to y'all mama, tethered to y'all daddy, tethered to y'all brother, tethered to y'all sister, tethered to y'all kids, tethered to everybody around you, and this safe and secure that you experience in the connection, you don't have that safety and connection within yourself because I don't know what that stress is like. I mean, I don't even say that I don't want to feel that stress in my life. I kind of want to experience that type of stress. That's why I drive to be the person that people depend on. Like, I want that for myself. However, you know, it's a lot, it's a lot to even think about the process. So, and the reason that I bring that up is because when we have conversations about spiritual development and intentions and manifestations, y'all niggas want to be complete and masters and adepts and leaders and giving niggas advice. And the reality is, nobody knows. How could you know? It's like, what do you do when you trigger? Is the game that I'm playing. What do you do when things don't go your way? Is the area that I'm in. Master of the field, top dog of the schoolyard, It's just energies that are built upon ego and built upon destruction of the interior. So I'm really starting to look upon these celebrities and these rich people with a sort of like understanding of what it takes to get there. I don't feel sorry for them because they're not about to trade in that success. I feel like Gabrielle Union is cool with paying these motherfuckers' bills. One's in the chat. I think she perfectly fine with paying these motherfuckers' bills because of what she can do in her life. And if it was for her to take care of herself and live a regular life or take care of a whole bunch of people and be Gabrielle Union, she gonna do that she gonna do that a million times over. And I just want us to really just think about it within ourselves of how selfish we are and how the selfishness blocks our blessings. See, I'm trying to figure some shit out. I've been working on some shit and trying to process some shit, and now this is a major key. Every time I get up on this YouTube, I'm like, damn, this is a key right here. And taking care of other people other than your motherfucking self is a motherfucking key to prosperity. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we done figure something out. One's in the chat if we done figure something out. I can be wrong.
The rug is going could still be pulled out.
I struggle with that.
Still.
It's just because I think I just have more responsibilities, for my money. So I get nervous, like, oh God, that movie didn't open. Well, what does that mean? Am I going to have enough to hold everybody up? And everyone's like, it's coming. Like, calm down. And I'm trying to find peace in the journey, not using my anxiety and scarcity mindset to be my engine, which is hard, That's hard,
Gabrielle Union is a regular ass she's a real ass nigga. And maybe you don't agree with how she raised her kids or how she lived her life, but I'm sure if you told me the ins and outs of how you do your shit, it's going to be some shit that I don't agree with. Now, being a public figure, you going to have to stand on some shit that people not going to like. And what you going to do? What you want her to do? Say, you know what? You right. Weird ass motherfucker on the internet that's commenting under my picture. You changed my mind, motherfucker. Thank you for your wonderful insight. I don't know what these Holly weird motherfuckers gotta go through and what they gotta process or what they gotta experience. Cause I've been on some it's this R&B singer that I kinda like I knew her personally on her come up. Like been in her house type shit, worked on some music together type shit. And she ended up going to California and blowing the fuck up. Like as big as she could, right? Right now she on tour with Alicia Keys. But I know her from Cleveland type shit. So I know she a real ass person. Like I know she a real ass person with a kid, baby mama, was living with her mama, but she could sing, right? And she made it. I know a few people like that, right? I know a few regular ass people that just kept being creative. You know what I mean? And eventually shit popped for them. So I'm saying all of this to say you can actually make it in this world being a creative, but you actually got to be doing it for something, doing it for somebody, like something other than yourself. Other people need to depend on you. And this could be ancestral, this could be spiritual, this could be in reference to your family, but it ain't no 0 and 100 type shit. It's everybody pitching in, everybody knowing what's the reality of the situation. Who in y'all family got the talent? It's a family. It's a mama and three girls, or a mama and a daddy and a boy and a girl. But the mama is talented, or the little girl is talented, or all four of y'all are talented, or just it's two of y'all that's talent. Well, the two of the people that's talent in the family, everybody in the family support them. And then if you got a son that play basketball, you better pour into that nigga. Cause maybe he might not make it to the NBA, but he'll be playing overseas. And he'll be making $300,000 a year playing basketball. That's good money, right? But none of them kids that's making it in basketball is because they the best basketball player on the court. I grew up in Akron, Ohio. LeBron James was LeBron James because the whole city protected him and supported him. LeBron James wasn't just LeBron James because he was just a good basketball player. LeBron James, in essence, was the city of Akron. At a certain point in time, he was synonymous with the entire city and everybody that ever lived there. People live through him through this to this day. And it's like the protection and the support, it might be like one person. But if you times that by 10 million, then that's like a successful person. Can other people see themselves in you? She be dropping a lot of knowledge in here. She talks about being bankable and being talented, and how being bankable don't mean you talented, and being talented don't mean you bankable, and you really need to find that sweet spot. Crazy shit.
When you, it's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50.
That got everybody riled up. But hopefully now y'all able to see the context of why she's saying that and the reasons why they have to be 50-50, because it's only common sense. There's no way Dwayne Wade can pay for his lifestyle and his family and her lifestyle and her family too, because she already used to doing things a certain way. She been working since she been a teenager, making millions of dollars every year. So she have a way of living that no man is going to be able to accommodate. So when it comes to the things that her and Dwayne Wade are going to do together, they're going to do it 50-50. They have to. Now, maybe it's different if you don't got no money and you ain't never had no money and you meet a millionaire. Well, then maybe it won't be 50-50. But in any other case where you got shit to lose, it's going to be a percentage based on how much bills each of y'all are required to come up with every month. And if you're looking for a relationship to save you, you're going to be the toxic person in the relationship.
But in the other households that each of us,
Man or woman, because it's a lot of niggas that y'all hoes be out here saving. Nobody talk about that. One's in the chat. Nobody talk about how y'all grown ass women be paying bills for grown ass men. Nobody talk about that. It's a lot of y'all that be housing homeless ass niggas with good ass dick and y'all grown. And then want to get married one day and want to have a successful and healthy relationship. But you've been taking care of a man. That's the worst shit in the world. That's the lowest level of energy ever, to be with a man who cannot provide a percentage of the bills. And it sucks to have a woman like that, but I mean, it's y'all both like the niggas down here and the woman is up here, but y'all both down here. if y'all not contributing to your household financially. Ain't nobody got time for that. Cause whatever money that you not contributing to the household, that man or woman could be taking that money, getting their nails done, buying them an outfit, going on a trip. One's in the chat if this makes sense. I need to know because maybe I sound crazy.
Have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, bitch. You better work, bitch, you better work. You know, you gonna sleep in? You know, somebody might not eat. Come on, you gotta work. And it's hard. It's hard to let that go. And so I'm working on that.
Yeah, bro. Like, if you taking care of your kids, you taking care of your family, ain't nobody figured that point out. And the only thing that I could suggest to people is learning how to work together, learning how to build your community. Me, I'm always about community. I'm always about building money. I do a lot of graphic design for myself and for others. If you need graphic design or you need help with anything as far as like questions that I could possibly answer, y'all know me, y'all know what I do. You just want somebody to talk to about business, hit me up. But we do got the Discord popping off. And I want to tell y'all about Shopify. That's where I host my site, Columbian Exchange. I've been on Shopify since 2016. And they got this wonderful partner program where if you it's $30 a month to run a Shopify e-commerce site. But if you sign up using my discount code, you would get $100 off or your first 3 months free. I'll get $100. It's a win-win situation. And don't start a Shopify store if you're not trying to learn, trying to get an understanding, trying to learn about email marketing or how to market your site effectively daily. Um, it makes some money because the reality is that customers ain't just going to walk up to your e-commerce site and say, "Here go all of my money." You're going to have to learn how to market. You're going to have to build an audience. You're going to have to do some social media, some content, things of that nature to get the buzz and word out about your store. But other than that, if you got a drive for that, you got time or an extra 20 hours a week that you want to devote to starting an e-commerce brand, and you want somebody that actually runs an e-commerce brand every day, about 20 hours a week, I could talk to you and help you out, and go from there. If you want to do a service base, if you want to deliver food, if you want to make hot plates and deliver them hot plates in your fucking neighborhood, you can do it on Shopify and have the whole delivery set up with apps. You will have your own little motherfucking personal DoorDash of conscious vegan treats. You know what I'm saying? Open your fucking mind, man. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Gabrielle Union for the wonderful video. You've converted me to a believer. About to watch Bring It On and whatever Gabrielle movie I can watch. Cause I need a woman like her to be like, I'm coming with a whole bunch of money and responsibilities, and we gonna have to structure these bills out, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But with no ego though. No, no, don't try to tear me down because I ain't been in Hollywood since I was 16. Feel me? You know, I mean, shit. Whatever the case may be. I mean, I know I ain't in the tax bracket of no goddamn Gabrielle Union or no shit like that. But I know the type of chicks, I know my tax bracket. And you hoes better not be coming on nothing less than 50-50, right? Because as much as you want some goddamn lace front and Uggs, you know what I'm saying? I want to go to Mackinac and, rent a bike and ride around the fucking island and do some cool shit like that. And you have your Ugg money, your lace front money, and things of that, your lash money. Gonna work it out 50-50. I know my tax bracket. My tax bracket girls wear the Uggs that lean to the side, got the little salt ring around the bottom. Them is once I see if the Uggs is clean at the bottom, above my tax bracket. Little salt ring at the bottom. I'm good to go, y'all. But just wanted to do a quick video, quick reaction video. Thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed before. Share the video to somebody who's talking about, you should be paying all of my bills. Tell that hoe to kick rocks. And Gabrielle's spitting the 50-50. So is you, ho. So with that being said, follow me on Instagram at the Hood Mystic. If you don't know how to spell that, this video is going to show you how right here.